Hey everyone, it's Luca here. I just wanted to share an idea. Now, this may look pretty complicated, but it's try and bear with me. Any of you who've used MS Access before or any other kind of database will hopefully know where I'm going with this. I've said some similar things like this before, but I just wanted to sort of make it as clear as possible. I've knocked up this quick database, and I've got a list of air sorties here. I pretty much just made these up just for demonstration purposes. But before I really get into that, I want to show you what I'm doing this for. I'm going to bring over a picture from Hearts of Iron 1. Now basically the game log down at the bottom, I consider it, well, let's look at the information that we get first of all. We get pop-ups appear in HOI3. This is, we get pop-ups appear, and we can say OK, go to, or we can basically tell it not to bother us. But usually it's important information, but it's not information that you want to be bombarded with constantly, such as losing a province or the results of a single battle or a single airstrike or something like that. So what invariably ends up happening is that you click on the message and you relegate it to the log down here, and then so much stuff gets relegated to the log that it'll, even with the new filters that we've got, it just goes by so quick. You can't correlate that information at all, and it's, the log is essentially a bin for information. Now, what I propose for the future, this is just an idea, whether it be for, well, it won't be for this game, but maybe expansion pack, maybe a different title altogether, but I just want to sow some seeds. Instead of having this log, basically get rid of it, because it's of no use. Like I said, it's an information trash can, bin, whatever you want to call it. Now consider if all of the information that's usually relegated to the log is actually stored in a database, and it's a database that we have access to. I've just taken the example here of some air missions, and like I said, I just kind of knocked this up so you can see the various fields that I've proposed that we record. This is just for air combat. You'd have similar things for ground combat and everything else, naval combat, things like that. And not just, this isn't just restricted to combat, this should be pretty darn widespread. Basically everything that goes into the log currently should be recorded in a database. This is also ignoring performance issues completely about having a gigantic database in the game, but cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, that's just the key for the database, don't worry about that one. Timestamp is just the time at which this event occurred. The idea is this table, in this table you will have recorded every single either hour or every single individual combat or something like that. I think I've done it every hour, every unit every hour. So you have got a timestamp of time and date when this occurred, when the attack occurred or the battle occurred. I've got a list of units, and this is just a reference for the attacker unit, defender unit. Similarly, nationality, attacker, defender, strength, organisation, soldiers killed, which is not used all the time. Strength loss, defender strength loss, missions. Missions are stored in a different table. And combat province, all the provinces are listed here with all of their other relevant information. So basically, it's a database. Now, you may be thinking, what the hell am I talking about? Why even bother doing this? Now, I've had a problem with the mainly with air combat, but this it goes beyond that really. But the prominent example is air combat. I'm sure many of you already know about that, or know about my views on air combat, and it's symptomatic of other problems too. And it's basically that we get no feedback about our policies and actions, the decisions that we make. We don't get good enough feedback. How do you know if you're winning an air campaign, for example? You pretty much don't. You don't until it's too late or it's over. Now that's just it's not really realistic, and it's not really we can do better, shall we say. Anyway, so I'm just going to knock up an example of a query. People who know databases, this is probably nothing new, but I'm just going to walk through this. Now, let's say that I want to analyze an air campaign, and I've got all of these variables I can choose from. So I'll just quickly knock up an example here. Let's say I want, let's have a look at the actual sorties here. Let's go for, okay, 26. Let's say I want a list of all the air combats. Let's start by filtering between a certain date. So let's go between the 20th of 6, 1941 and 26, 6, 1941. Okay. Oops. Quickly run that. Okay, it's got its results. Obviously that's the only field we've got at the moment, so that's not going to tell us much. I'm not going to show that. And let's see, what else have we got here? So we've got an attacker unit. I've got a list of units. Let's add that. Units. My attacker unit. Link to that. Let's add another one actually for the defender unit. This is basically the aircraft who are attacking, the aircraft who are defending, if there are any at all. Let's list the unit names. So that one that's attacker. That one's defender. Okay. There we go, lots of RAF. I think I need to put a distinct in the query. Don't worry about that if you don't know what that means. Okay, there we go. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of that one so it runs a bit faster. Put that over there. And again, let's say, so I wanted all of those. I wanted to find out who's attacking me between those dates, and I've got unit types here as well. Unit type. And I want to get a list of all bombers. That didn't work. Okay, sorry about that. Just had some problems with access. Should be sorted now. Anyway, this has probably changed since you last saw it. But what I'm doing now is filtering between those same two dates, and I'm selecting all bomber units. This is just a text string comparison, and then it will just report back the unit name and its strength. This database I made from the position of a German player, so you're probably being attacked by Russia and the UK.